All right, so let's get away from the theoretical behind annotations and plugins and block factories and actually start working on the code. So what we want to do right now is repurpose this block for our own uses inside of the Trails module. So how do we figure out where exactly this file would go? We're going to copy this file, but then where do we put it? So we can see here, this is the file system right here. This is the set of folders that this file is in. So this is in the block folder, inside of the plugin folder, inside of the source folder. So this source folder is kind of the key. That's the folder that's going to exist in all of our modules. So I'm guessing we're going to end up putting this inside of our source folder, in a plugin, and then block folder. So what I want to do is show this file in my File Explorer, and I'll use a keyboard shortcut for that. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. And now inside of my Trails module, I'm going to create our source folder. It was just a matter of time. And then inside of this, we're going to create a plugin folder. And then inside of this, we'll create a block folder. And then inside of this, we will paste our system powered by block.php. All right, so we don't want to keep it with this name. So what do we name it? One thing we can do is search for files that maybe end with block.php and see if there's a common naming convention there. So I'm going to go back to the editor and I'm going to do a search across files for block.php. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling down. I don't want it to start with block. Okay, here we go. So we got aggregator feed block, book navigation block, language block, mock layout block, let's see, statistics popular block, system branding block. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is probably a pattern where we start with maybe the module name, and then we end with block.php, and then what's between that is the unique name for that block. So for example, our system powered by block is going to be the name of the module, or in this case, the sort of component of Drupal, the name of the block powered by, and then block.php. All right, so let's follow that convention here. So I'm going to go back to our source plugin block folder, and we'll rename this Trails History Block.php. Now let's open this up and modify the minimum that we need to in order to get this block to display. So we'll skip the comments for now. Our namespace in this case is going to be a little bit different. Instead of system, it's going to be Trails. And this metadata here in the annotations is actually important. So let's change this to Trails History Block. Okay. And for the admin label, this is the label that actually shows up on the block administration page, not the title of the block itself. We're going to call this Trails History. And now the class name, we need to match up with the name of the file in order for it to be auto-loading compatible. So let's change this system powered by block here to Trails History Block. Let's do a quick scan here. It doesn't look like anything else is a unique identifier for this. This is just the content of it. This says something about the configuration form. So we'll get to all that later. Let's see if this is enough to have it register with the blocks page. I'm going to go back to the browser and refresh our blocks layout page. And let's do a search for history. Okay, it's not showing up. So like most of the time when we add new code and it doesn't seem to be doing anything, the problem in this case is that we haven't cleared our caches. So let's do that. We'll go to Manage, Configuration, Performance, and then clear all caches. And now let's go back to the structure block layout page and let's search for history. Sure enough, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to click this to add it. We'll leave the title as is. And we'll click Save Block. Hey, and now we have it. This is disabled at this point, but let's set it up in our sidebar first. So that's going to be on the left-hand side. And let's click Save Blocks. Now let's go to a page where we can see our blocks that's not in the administration theme. Trails History right here. It says powered by Drupal, but we actually have a block that's being registered by our module. Super cool.